What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. We did not break $3 yesterday. Unfortunately, we tried. We made a move higher. We went all the way up to 284, but it was not good enough. We did not see higher prices, and that's okay. Here we are. Right now, $2.76 is the price. 21 hours, 47 minutes left in this day, the 13th of July. Looking like we're just consolidating. I very much doubt that we drop back below prices that are, I mean, maybe we go below 260, but not too much past there, right? Typically, whenever you break out of like something like this, you have this like nice double bottom kind of cup, right? You don't break back below this area, typically. You can. It's not detrimental if you do, but it can be, but I don't think it would be in this case. But I'm not expecting that we go down there. I want to look at the short-term stuff and then see what we can deduce, and then come back out to the daily time frame and see where we're going from there. Okay, so looking at the 15-minute time frame, or we can look at the 15-minute. Let's do that. Rejecting off the overbought zone potentially. 2 hours left right here. Yeah, it probably goes down. I like that. Yeah, it looks like you're finding resistance right here. You're probably going to go, yeah, you're finding resistance, I should say, like right there, right at prior support. Probably going to go down a little bit. Rejecting the overbought zone. Looks like you want to go down. Right, getting oversold, and then not getting overbought, bearish. A little bit bearish. If we're looking at this on, let's look at it on Coinbase, because that has more volume. Not a lot of volume on the move up. Yeah, just it makes sense that we would go down. 1 hour time frame here. The 1 hour RSI. We do have lower lows and lower highs. Lower lows here, lower highs there. Nice little channel to the downside. Looking like we probably do get into the oversold zone, and once we get oversold, that might be where we resolve our downward sloping movement here. I mean, we don't have to go too low, right? If you look at this here, from a low to a slightly lower low, if you look at how low this was right here, it's actually a double bottom. Hell, it was a slightly lower low on a closing basis. It was actually double bottom. We went lower in the RSI. Lower in the RSI does not necessarily mean that we have to go lower in the price. But if we were to go lower in the price, again, 266 here, I doubt we go too much below 260, if at all below $2.60, okay? Nothing too significant. Probably between now and the end of the day, Sunday. Hold on, guys. Something's wrong with my throat. I don't know why. I don't know why it's like that. It's normally not a thing at night, but it is right now. Looking like we probably do find resistance here. 45 minutes left in this 1 hour time frame. There's not a, it's a lot of time left in this 1 hour, so who knows? We absolutely could reverse it. But looking at the 15-minute, I would think that we do go down, right? Looking at the 1 hour here, what about our relative high to low? High to low, golden ratio, double top down here, 382, looking productive to the downside. So down we go. That's the assumption. From a low here to a high there, 382 resistance, down to 261. To 255, you probably don't go too low, but so I'm thinking 258 to 261 sounds right. If not, perhaps you do find support somewhere in this obscure area between the 100 and the 1272. That doesn't normally happen. You don't normally find support in this area. It's like you either find support here or you go down to this area. But if you find support somewhere in the middle, that's okay. Something around, I would say 260 is where you're going to go. If not just above or just below there. Okay, that's kind of my perspective at the moment. Looking at the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour looks really bullish, actually, right? You just got out of the overbought zone. You're in this immaculate uptrend, okay? You've got higher lows, higher highs, the whole shebang. You're probably going to move up at some point and get some bearish divergence going on. You know, I think it'd look nicer, actually, if you came down, maybe found support in this area, and then you came up, because it'd be so far away, it might not be bearish divergence at that point in time anymore. I don't know. You know, like you get a high here, you come down, find support there. Then at that point, is it bearish divergence? No, because you're above that high. You know what I mean? Like that's not how it works. That's not necessarily how it works. It has to be like right after, back to back. But we'll see. Time will tell. There is a possibility that Bitcoin moves up too. And if it does, you know, maybe you do get some kind of scenario where you move up just above 286, get that close, get that bearish divergence there, right? Lower low in the RSI, higher low in the price, and then you move down. That could happen, but I'm not necessarily expecting that, especially with the 1 hour and the 15-minute time frame looking bearish. The only thing is, looking at this 4 hour, that is a very kind of bullish trajectory that you have, right? Looking at this here, I mean, it looks perfect. You look perfect. So what we'd look for here then is something different, right? Instead of bouncing like this, bouncing like this, bouncing like this, bouncing like this, we'd look for some kind of dance. If you do that, you might drop on Monday. Maybe Sunday's a little bit more stagnant than I thought it'd be. You drop on Monday if we get a little reaction like this instead of a bounce, an immediate bounce like this. Kind of even like this, right? Something like that. Except I don't think we'd bounce afterwards. I think we would drop. We'd probably go down to this 40 area where you found support twice here. You found some resistance here, some support right here. Nothing really of significance there, but you get the point, right? Something in that area. And to that effect, we could drop down, I would think, down to around like, yeah, 260. Just below there, just above there, something like that. I mean, that could happen. I don't know, though. At the same time, looking at it like that, if we were to go lower in the RSI on the 4-hour time frame, I would think we'd go below 260. Let's see. Low to high. 236, consolidating here. I definitely think we're going lower. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we don't hold 260. I'm looking at it wrong. I'm hung up on this central point here too much, I think. Maybe we do go down to 250, 251. That could happen. Because the 382, with this consolidation at the 236, you either do or you don't find support here. And it looks like you're grinding it out. I'm going to go with you don't. So 382. That's probably going to go 250. We're going to shift the target to 250, 251. It's very common with the 382 to wick just below there, and that's okay. So something like that's probably what's going to happen, and that lines up with exactly what I would foresee with this 4-hour time frame. So 250, you're at 275 right now. Do anticipate that to happen. I don't think it's going to happen today, Sunday. I expect a rather boring day for Sunday, and then tomorrow, Monday, should be a little bit more exciting. Maybe a little drop first and then some recovery. Going into the rest of the week, we should see some upside, right? I think Monday we drop, we come down to the overbought zone. Maybe you bounce off of it. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday you kind of consolidate and you get out of the you get lower in the RSI. You kind of cool off while maintaining these higher readings, and then you rip and then you continue to break out. I wouldn't be surprised, you guys, if by the end of this next week, right, which this right here, this is Sunday, the end of this week, which is the 13th of July. Next week ends on the 20th. I wouldn't be surprised if by the 20th of July, if we were at new all-time highs. Genuinely. Because XRP, when it starts moving, you guys, it only moves at one pace, and that is super fast. You consolidate for like 5 days, 4 days, however long it is. Super fast. You've already got 1 day of consolidation. Today's going to be the second day. So maybe it is Monday, Tuesday that you continue to consolidate, even Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday next week and onwards, you're going to break out to new all-time highs. If you're not at new all-time highs by the end of next week, I would very much at least expect that you're at around like 320 or higher. You're at 275 now, so patience to the XRP army. I know you guys got patience deeply ingrained in your DNA. You got to have patience with XRP, man. It can be boring at times, but whenever it moves up, it makes up for that. It definitely makes up for all the boring times. Inevitably, we're going much higher. If we take this just in a very simple context, I'm sure there's a lot of people in the markets who are looking at it like this, from a low to a high, looking at this as a bull flag, taking this and measuring here, getting the very obvious target of $11.10. The thing is with bull flags, you guys, the target is not a prophecy. It can happen. You can miss it. You can fall just short of it. It can happen. You can miss it and you exceed it just a little bit, or you can blow right through it. Right? You can absolutely blow right through it. So don't count on $11 being the stopping point. I mean, it could be a place that you stop at, but I actually think you'll go a lot higher. I think we'll see $13 to $16, probably closer to like $14, honestly. But time will tell. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I feel a little low energy right now. I need to get some sleep, man. The weekly RSI looks phenomenal. You look ideal, right? Little W shape. You're getting into that overbought zone next week, man. When you get overbought, I mean, the last time you got overbought, that was the move you saw. The time before that you got overbought, you moved up, how much was that? 59% in 1 week, right? Time before that you got overbought, you moved up 16% 1 week, 15% the next week, but that was like the beginning of the cycle. That's not cohesive to what we've got going on here. The time before that, when you got overbought, you moved up, how much was that? 112% in 1 week. The time before that, you got overbought, you moved up 65% 1 week, and then 35% the next week, over 100% across 2 weeks. The time before that you got overbought, you moved up 56% overall in 1 week. I mean, and these, again, beginning of the cycle, notice how the move was smaller. End of the cycle, it's bigger. Beginning of the cycle, it's smaller. End of the cycle, it's bigger. Beginning of the cycle, it's smaller. End of the cycle, it's going to be bigger. You're going to get, if not next week, which is the 14th through the 20th of July, if not next week, then the week after, you're going to get a week that is something on the lines of like 60% to 100+% of a pump in just 1 week's time. So by the end of this month, yes, absolutely. By the end of July, XRP genuinely, I think, will be above, if not $4, above like $5, maybe even as high as $6 by the end of July. Crazy stuff's coming our way, guys. I got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.